I ended up obese on a natural whole foods diet, and in this short video, I'm going to show you exactly how that happened.
You'll see from here that all of these foods are natural whole foods. So normally people would think, well, these are foods that I can eat. They should keep me healthy. They should not contribute to weight gain. But the reality is they're very high in sugar. So when these foods are eaten, because they're a carbohydrate, they get broken down into their smallest components, which is glucose, sugar. So glucose is the more like sciencey name for sugar. It's the molecule that a carbohydrate breaks down into. So even though these are natural whole foods, and that means that the good thing about them is they have nutrients. It's not as bad as eating something with white sugar or that's refined that is missing the nutrients and has all the sugar. That's even worse. But these still do have a large amount of sugar, and your body, if you don't have either the muscle storage capacity for sugar or you aren't an athlete, then your body has no choice but to take all this extra sugar and store it as fat, because that it needs to do that to protect you, because it's not safe for you to have all of this sugar in your bloodstream, because having elevated insulin and too much sugar is inflammatory, and that is, you don't want this inflammation in your body because it can lead to inflammation everywhere in your body. And just depends on your unique hereditary situation where that inflammation is going to be manifesting in your body. But in general, that's the result, is inflammation from eating too much carbohydrate and keeping your insulin elevated all the time. So, okay, let's have a look at two slices of white bread, for example. So, two slices of white bread have 8.25 teaspoons of sugar. Um, it's a little bit less with whole wheat bread, but still 6 teaspoons of sugar, right? So, I mean, that's a lot of sugar. And if you think about like the typical meal, like for example, when I became obese as a vegetarian, here's an example of what I would eat. I would have a piece of sprouted bread or sourdough bread, which would be about the same as the six teaspoons of sugar. And then I would also have some lentils because I wanted to get some protein, right? But then to get a complete protein, you got to mix that with rice. Okay, so let's add some rice. Where's the rice? Uh, okay. Doesn't matter if it's brown or white, it's still like 11. So imagine if I put a cup of rice on my plate, that's 11 teaspoons of sugar. Then I put some green lentils on my plate, that's another 10 teaspoons. Now I'm up to 21 teaspoons of sugar. And then I would have one piece of whole flour bread. So instead of two slices, it would have been 3 teaspoons of sugar. So now I'm at 24 teaspoons of sugar. And then I would have like a yam. So 23 teaspoons of sugar plus a cup of cooked yam. Now I'm at 24.5 teaspoons of sugar. So is it any wonder that I ended up obese on a natural whole foods diet?
What you just saw was a clip from inside the Undiet School program.